In today's reading, Jesus goes
scorched earth
on priests. Hey, we're in November and we are in the 31st Sunday of Ordinary Time. Here we go. This is a reading from the Gospel according to Matthew. Then Jesus said to the crowds and to his disciples, "The scribes and the Pharisees sit on Moses' seat. Therefore, do whatever they teach you and follow it. But do not do as they do, for they do not practice what they teach. They tie up heavy burdens, hard to bear, and they lay them on the shoulders of others, but they themselves are unwilling to lift a finger to move them. They do all their deeds to be seen by others, for they make their phylacteries broad and their fringes long. They love to have the place of honor at banquets and the best seats in the synagogues, and to be greeted with respect in the marketplaces, and to have people call them rabbi. But you are not to be called rabbi, for you have one teacher, and you are all students. And call no one your father on earth, for you have one Father in heaven. Nor are you to be called instructors, for you have one instructor, the Messiah. The greatest among you will be your servant, and all who exalt themselves will be humbled, and all who humble themselves will be exalted. But woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you lock people out of the kingdom of heaven. You do not go in yourselves, and when others are going in, you stop them. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you devour widows' houses, and for the sake of appearance you make long prayers. Therefore you will receive the greater condemnation." The gospel of the Lord. Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ. And guess what? It doesn't even end there. That's just like 13 verses of Jesus going off on the people who are supposed to be serving the people. He's talking particularly to the scribes and the Pharisees, who at the time were the teachers of the law, the keepers of Moses' law. And his criticism of them is valid in that they taught one thing and they did another. And not only that, but they used the rules to make life harder for really good people who are just trying their best to follow God. And that's 13, 14 verses of it, and it continues. And sometimes these are called the woe statements of Jesus. And actually, it's like some of the harshest words that Jesus speaks in any of the Gospels. And you'd think that some of his harshest words would be for like people who are, doing evil things. But his harshest words were reserved for the people who he held to higher standards. And that's good, because any time that religion is used to make someone's life harder, to lay a burden of guilt or shame on them, it's not in keeping with the spirit of Jesus, who tells us, love God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength, and love your neighbor as you love yourself. So, outside in this week, try this. Practice what you preach. Do what you tell others to do. Show compassion to others. Who could you make life easier for this week? Don't use religious practices to make yourself look important. That's not the purpose. Our religious practices are there to bring us together as a community and to worship God. Give God what God is worth. Okay, so don't use them to make yourself look important. Be humble and respect the people who follow you. If you have been given the position of a leader, it could be on your sports team, it may be your teacher in the classroom, okay? Maybe student council, maybe your parent in your family, okay? You've got kids, you're leading your family. Put those people ahead of yourselves. Finally, be guided by mercy, love, Okay, have compassion on those who are struggling. If someone's done something that's hurt you, show them mercy. Listen, be curious, ask questions. Show them mercy first. That's how we're going to live it out this week. Love you guys. See you in the next one.